Hello, friend, and welcome. Tonight, we will spend some quiet time together exploring the gentle science behind a very familiar presence, the orange cat. There is no need to focus too closely, and nothing will be asked of you as you listen. You may simply allow the words to move at their own pace, arriving softly and leaving just as gently. Orange cats have a particular reputation. People often describe them as bold, curious, unpredictable, or strangely confident in ways that seem disproportionate to their size. Yet beneath these observations lies something calmer and far more interesting. Their behavior is not random. It follows patterns shaped by biology, evolution, and a nervous system designed not for chaos, but for balance. To understand why orange cats behave the way they do, it helps to begin with stillness. A cat resting near a window is not doing nothing. Its body appears relaxed, yet its senses remain quietly active. The ears rotate slightly toward distant sounds. The whiskers respond to small movements in the air. Even during rest, the brain continues a slow process of observation without urgency. Unlike many animals that rely on constant motion, cats evolved as energy conservers. Hunting required sudden bursts of precision rather than endurance. This shaped a nervous system that favors long periods of calm interrupted by short moments of action. Orange cats follow this same biological rhythm, though their personalities sometimes make the transitions more noticeable. Color itself does not create behavior, yet genetics often travel together. The gene responsible for orange fur is linked to sex chromosomes, which is why many orange cats are male. Hormonal differences can influence confidence, exploration, and social tolerance. Over generations, humans began to notice patterns, and slowly a cultural image formed. The orange cat as fearless explorer, gentle troublemaker, or affectionate companion. But what appears as mischief is often curiosity expressed without hesitation. When an orange cat pushes an object off a table, the action is not driven by spite. The cat is observing cause and effect. Movement attracts attention. Gravity provides predictable feedback. The brain records outcomes, reinforcing learning through repetition. Cats do not seek chaos. They seek understanding through interaction. A paw reaching toward a glass is a small experiment. A leap onto a shelf is a calculation measured through instinct rather than conscious thought. Each action refines the cat's internal map of its environment. Over time, the world becomes familiar, and familiarity creates calm. This pattern reflects a fundamental principle of feline neuroscience. Predictability reduces stress. By testing objects, spaces, and reactions, cats transform uncertainty into known territory. The orange cat simply performs these experiments with visible enthusiasm. You may notice how an orange cat often follows people from room to room. This behavior is sometimes interpreted as neediness, yet it resembles something quieter. Cats are territorial observers. Movement within their territory attracts attention because change may signal opportunity or risk. Following is not dependence. It is monitoring combined with social curiosity. The human becomes part of the environment, a moving landmark that provides warmth, sound, and routine. Routine matters deeply to cats. Feeding times, familiar footsteps, and predictable lighting patterns help regulate circadian rhythms. Inside the feline brain, structures responsible for sleep and alertness respond strongly to repetition. When daily patterns remain stable, cortisol levels remain low, allowing the cat to rest more deeply. Orange cats often appear relaxed around humans because domestic environments provide consistent signals. Soft voices, repeated schedules, and safe indoor spaces mimic ideal survival conditions without predators. The nervous system learns that vigilance can soften. And so the cat stretches slowly across the floor, exposing its belly, not as an invitation, but as a sign of trust balanced with instinct. Even in relaxation, awareness remains. A sudden sound may cause immediate alertness, followed by an equally quick return to calm once safety is confirmed. This rapid transition between states is central to feline behavior. Cats do not carry stress forward the way humans often do. Once a perceived threat disappears, their physiology returns to baseline. Heart rate slows. Muscles release tension. Stillness resumes. Watching an orange cat nap in sunlight reveals another biological design. Sunlight provides warmth that reduces the energy required for temperature regulation. By sleeping in warm areas, cats conserve calories. The preference is not laziness, but efficiency shaped over thousands of years. Efficiency defines much of feline life. Movements are minimal yet precise. Attention appears selective rather than scattered. Even playful bursts serve neurological purposes, strengthening coordination pathways that once ensured successful hunting. Play rehearses survival in a safe environment. An orange cat chasing invisible targets across a room may look silly to us, but internally the brain practices timing, prediction, and reaction speed. Dopamine rewards successful movements, reinforcing behaviors that feel satisfying even without prey. Over time, these cycles of rest and activity create emotional stability. A cat that alternates between calm observation and short, energetic play maintains balanced neurotransmitter levels. This balance explains why, moments after energetic zooming, the same cat may curl into complete stillness as if nothing had happened. The nervous system resets quickly. You may begin to notice that the orange cat's world moves at a different tempo. Not rushed, not delayed, simply paced according to biological need rather than external pressure. Humans often interpret this as independence, yet it may be closer to self-regulation. Cats respond to the present moment more than anticipated futures. When food is available, they eat. When warmth appears, they rest. When curiosity arises, they explore. Each action resolves itself before the next begins. And as we continue exploring the quiet science behind these behaviors, there is no need to remember every detail. The narration may simply accompany you, like the soft presence of a cat resting nearby, awake and asleep at the same time, observing without urgency. For now, we remain with the image of the orange cat resting in gentle light, breathing slowly, existing within a rhythm shaped by evolution, comfort, and quiet awareness. A rhythm that asks for nothing and continues calmly on its own. As the evening settles more deeply, we continue observing the quiet world of the orange cat, moving slowly into another layer of understanding. Nothing changes quickly here. The rhythm remains calm, almost circular, returning again and again to simple behaviors that carry hidden complexity. One of the most recognizable traits of an orange cat is its unusual confidence around space. You may notice how it walks into a room as if it already belongs there, tail raised gently like a signal flag. This posture is not arrogance. It is communication written in movement. A raised tail indicates safety. In feline social language, it tells others that the environment has been assessed and found acceptable. Kittens greet their mothers this way, and adult cats retain the gesture when approaching trusted companions. When an orange cat walks toward you with its tail upright, the brain is expressing familiarity rather than dominance. Inside the feline nervous system, scent plays a greater role than vision. Along the cheeks, forehead, and tail base are scent glands that release invisible chemical markers. When a cat rubs against furniture or against you, it is performing an act of environmental organization. The world becomes mapped through scent, each mark reinforcing a feeling of stability. For the orange cat, this ritual appears frequently because reassurance strengthens calm behavior. Every rub renews ownership of space, and ownership reduces uncertainty. A predictable environment allows the brain to rest more deeply between moments of alertness. This explains why cats often revisit the same sleeping locations. A blanket warmed by previous naps carries familiar scent signals. The brain recognizes these cues instantly, lowering defensive responses. Safety, for a cat, is not defined by walls or locks, but by familiarity. Even the choice of sleeping position reveals subtle neurological processes. When an orange cat curls tightly into a circle, it protects vital organs while conserving heat. When stretched fully across the floor, limbs extended without concern, the nervous system signals complete relaxation. Muscles lengthen, breathing deepens, and sleep moves into slower stages. Cats experience sleep differently from humans. Their cycles alternate rapidly between light sleep and deep rest. This allows quick awakening if necessary, a survival adaptation from ancestral environments. An orange cat may appear deeply asleep, yet a faint sound can trigger immediate awareness. You might notice the ears twitching while the body remains still. This is not restlessness, but sensory filtering. The brain evaluates sounds continuously, deciding whether they require action. Most signals are dismissed quietly, allowing sleep to continue uninterrupted. Dreaming also plays an important role. During rapid eye movement sleep, small muscle movements may appear, paws flexing, whiskers trembling, tails flicking gently. Scientists believe these moments help reinforce memory and motor learning. The cat's brain rehearses experiences, organizing information gathered throughout the day. In this way, even rest becomes productive. Orange cats often display strong attachment to specific humans, choosing one person as a preferred companion. This preference forms through repeated positive interactions rather than emotional dependency. Predictable behavior from a human creates reliable outcomes, and reliability strengthens trust pathways in the brain. When a cat sits near you without demanding attention, it demonstrates social comfort. Unlike many social animals, cats do not rely on constant interaction. Presence alone is enough. Shared silence becomes a form of bonding. The soft sound of purring emerges during these moments, and its purpose extends beyond simple happiness. Purring occurs within a frequency range associated with tissue healing and stress reduction. Vibrations travel through the body, potentially promoting relaxation and recovery. For the orange cat, purring may serve as self-regulation, a biological method of maintaining emotional balance. Cats purr not only when content, but sometimes when injured or anxious, suggesting the sound helps stabilize internal states. Another behavior often misunderstood is sudden bursts of energy late at night. The orange cat racing through hallways or leaping onto furniture follows ancient hunting schedules. Cats are crepuscular, meaning their peak activity occurs during dawn and dusk. These times historically offered optimal hunting conditions, when prey animals were active, but light remained low enough for stealth. Indoor living does not erase these instincts. Instead, the energy emerges as play. The rapid movement you observe is the nervous system fulfilling expectations shaped long before domestication. After these energetic moments, calm returns quickly. Breathing slows, and the cat settles again into stillness, as if switching between two separate worlds, motion and rest, action and observation. The orange cat's expressive face also contributes to human perception of personality. Slight variations in eye shape and whisker position create the illusion of humor or mischief. Humans naturally project emotion onto these features, interpreting intention where only instinct exists. Yet this projection strengthens human-animal bonds. Our brains respond positively to perceived expressions, releasing oxytocin during gentle interaction. The cat benefits from warmth and safety, while humans experience emotional comfort. A quiet partnership forms without words. Listening closely, you may hear the subtle rhythm of breathing as a cat sleeps nearby. Slow inhalations, steady exhalations. This rhythm mirrors a nervous system at equilibrium. No urgency, no anticipation, only presence. In many ways, observing an orange cat invites humans to slow down. Its behavior does not chase productivity or future outcomes. Each moment completes itself fully before the next begins. And perhaps this is part of the quiet science itself. The feline brain evolved to conserve energy, minimize unnecessary stress, and remain attentive only when needed. Efficiency becomes calm. Calm becomes survival. As we continue together, imagine the orange cat now resting again, eyes half closed, aware yet peaceful. Outside sounds fade into the background. The environment remains familiar, gently marked by scent, memory, and routine. Nothing demands attention right now. The world, through the perspective of the orange cat, feels steady. a series of safe spaces connected by curiosity, guided by instinct, and softened by trust. And so we move forward slowly, allowing the story to unfold at the same gentle pace, exploring further layers of behavior that appear simple on the surface, but carry the quiet depth of evolution beneath them. As our observation continues, we move gently into another aspect of the orange cat's behavior, its relationship with attention. Attention, for a cat, does not function in the same way it does for humans. It is neither scattered nor constantly searching. Instead, it rests quietly until something meaningful invites it forward. You may notice how an orange cat can sit for long periods near a window, appearing almost motionless. To human perception, nothing seems to be happening. Yet within the feline brain, subtle processes unfold continuously. Light shifts across surfaces. Air currents carry distant scents. Small movements outside create patterns the brain recognizes and evaluates without urgency. Cats evolved to detect change rather than constant motion. Their visual systems are especially sensitive to movement, allowing them to conserve mental energy when environments remain stable. Stillness becomes efficient because attention activates only when necessary. This selective awareness prevents overload. Unlike humans, who often attempt to process many signals at once, cats filter information automatically. Background noise fades into irrelevance. Familiar sounds require no response. Only deviations from expectation draw focus. This neurological filtering keeps stress levels low and allows long periods of calm observation. The orange cat, often described as curious, simply allows attention to follow novelty when it appears. A drifting shadow, a falling leaf, or a faint sound may cause a sudden shift, ears forward, pupils widening slightly, body alert for a brief moment. Then, once the stimulus resolves, the system releases tension immediately. There is no lingering anxiety. This rapid recovery reflects an efficient autonomic nervous system. Stress responses activate quickly but deactivate just as fast. In humans, thoughts can prolong stress long after events pass. Cats lack this extended cognitive replay. When the moment ends, the body returns to equilibrium. You might see this after a loud noise startles a cat. The body stiffens, attention sharpens, and muscles prepare for action. Yet seconds later, if no danger follows, the cat resumes resting as though nothing occurred. The nervous system closes the response cleanly. Orange cats often display this transition openly. Their reactions may appear dramatic for a moment, followed by immediate relaxation. The contrast highlights how temporary alertness truly is. Another important element shaping feline attention is whisker sensitivity. Whiskers function as specialized sensory tools capable of detecting tiny changes in airflow and spatial boundaries. Through them, a cat measures distance and navigates environments even in low light. When an orange cat pauses before entering a narrow space, whiskers extend forward, gathering information invisibly. The pause is not hesitation but measurement. Once the environment is understood, movement continues smoothly. These micropauses occur throughout the day. Small moments of stillness allow sensory systems to update internal maps without expending excess energy. Observation replaces constant motion. You may also notice how cats blink slowly during relaxed interaction. This slow blink serves as a social signal indicating safety. Direct staring can represent threat in animal communication, but softened eyes communicate trust. When an orange cat blinks slowly toward you, its nervous system recognizes the environment as secure. Humans often instinctively return the gesture, creating a silent exchange that strengthens connection. Touch follows similar principles. Cats prefer brief, predictable contact rather than continuous handling. Gentle strokes along familiar areas, the head, cheeks, or back, align with natural grooming behaviors. Overstimulation occurs when sensory input exceeds comfortable thresholds. The orange cat may suddenly walk away after enjoying affection moments earlier. This is not rejection. It is regulation. The nervous system maintains balance by ending stimulation before discomfort begins. Balance defines much of feline life. Even vocalizations reflect selective communication. Meows directed at humans rarely occur between cats themselves. Domestic cats developed vocal patterns specifically to interact with people, adapting sounds that resemble infant cries to capture human attention. Orange cats, often perceived as talkative, may simply rely more heavily on this learned communication. Each sound carries intention shaped by experience, requesting food, greeting familiar companions, or acknowledging presence. Yet silence remains their default state. Communication appears only when useful. Within the brain, reward systems reinforce behaviors that produce predictable outcomes. If vocalizing leads to feeding or attention, the behavior strengthens. Over time, unique communication patterns emerge between cat and human, forming a shared language built through repetition. This adaptability reveals another quiet truth. Cats are neither aloof nor dependent. They are responsive learners operating within stable boundaries. As night deepens, activity levels naturally decrease. The orange cat may reposition slightly, turning in circles before settling again. This turning behavior originates from ancestral instincts to prepare resting ground, ensuring comfort and safety before sleep. Even in modern homes, ancient patterns remain. Breathing slows once more. Muscles release remaining tension. The tail wraps gently around the body, creating warmth and containment. These physical adjustments signal a transition into deeper rest while maintaining readiness. The feline brain never fully disconnects from surroundings. Instead, awareness softens into the background, ready to return if needed. This balance between rest and responsiveness allows cats to recover efficiently without vulnerability. Watching this process can feel calming to observers. The predictable rhythm of feline behavior mirrors regulated nervous system activity, subtly influencing human perception of safety. Studies suggest that observing calm animals can reduce human stress responses, aligning breathing and heart rate unconsciously. In this way, the orange cat becomes more than a companion. It becomes a quiet regulator of shared space. Nothing dramatic occurs. No sudden transformation takes place. Only small adjustments repeated over time, attention engaging briefly, releasing gently, returning again to stillness. And as we continue exploring together, you may allow your own attention to follow a similar rhythm, listening without effort, noticing without holding on, letting each idea arrive and fade naturally, just as the orange cat allows moments to pass without resistance. The room remains quiet, the environment familiar. Somewhere nearby, perhaps imagined or remembered, an orange cat rests comfortably, aware yet peaceful, existing within a system designed not for urgency, but for balance. We move forward slowly from here, continuing to observe how memory, territory, and routine shape the steady presence that makes feline behavior feel both mysterious and deeply calming at the same time. Morning arrives differently for an orange cat. It is not marked by alarms or schedules, but by light itself. As sunlight stretches slowly across the floor, warming invisible pathways through the home, the orange cat awakens not because it must, but because something ancient inside it recognizes opportunity. Warmth means safety. Light means movement. Movement means life. The orange cat rises slowly, stretching each limb with deliberate exaggeration. This ritual is not laziness. It is neurological preparation. Stretching activates muscles, increases blood flow, and stimulates proprioceptive awareness, the body's internal map of itself. In wild ancestors, this ensured readiness for hunting within seconds of waking. Inside a modern home, the instinct remains unchanged, even if the only prey nearby is a dangling charger cable. What appears comedic is actually precision disguised as clumsiness. Orange cats, more than many others, display behaviors humans interpret as impulsive. They leap before measuring distance, chase reflections with full commitment, and investigate situations without hesitation. Yet studies of feline cognition suggest that curiosity-driven risk-taking serves an evolutionary advantage. Exploration expands territory knowledge. Territory knowledge increases survival probability. The orange cat's boldness is not recklessness. It is adaptive optimism. Unlike cautious cats that analyze before acting, the orange cat gathers information through action itself. It learns by doing. Every failed jump recalibrates spatial judgment. Every knocked over object teaches weight, resistance, and consequence. The home becomes a laboratory where gravity, sound, and texture are endlessly tested. This is why orange cats often seem endlessly fascinated with ordinary objects. A plastic bag becomes a sound experiment. A cardboard box becomes both shelter and observation post. A glass of water becomes a physics demonstration waiting to happen. Humans see mischief. The cat experiences discovery. And discovery releases dopamine. Neuroscientists studying animal behavior have found that novelty activates reward pathways in mammals. Orange cats appear especially sensitive to novelty rewards, which may explain their reputation for playful persistence. When they push an object off a table, they are not being defiant. They are completing a prediction cycle. What happens if this moves? What sound will it make? Will gravity behave the same way again? The answer is always yes, but confirmation itself is satisfying. Throughout the day, the orange cat alternates between intense activity and profound stillness. These cycles mirror natural predator rhythms. In the wild, energy conservation determines survival. Short bursts of hunting are followed by long recovery periods. Even without real hunting demands, domestic cats retain this metabolic pattern. When the orange cat suddenly sprints across the room at impossible speed, it is experiencing what behaviorists call a zoomy episode, triggered by accumulated energy and neurological stimulation. Muscles fire in coordinated explosions, claws briefly gripping surfaces for traction. For a few seconds, the living room transforms into open savanna. Then, just as suddenly, calm returns. The cat sits, it grooms, it watches. Observation is the hidden core of feline intelligence. Orange cats may appear distracted, but they constantly monitor patterns. They know which floorboard creaks before a human enters. They recognize the difference between footsteps belonging to different people. They anticipate feeding times not by clocks, but by subtle environmental cues. Shifting light angles, habitual movements, even changes in human posture. To the cat, time is sensory, not numerical. One of the most misunderstood behaviors emerges during quiet evenings, when the orange cat stares intensely at nothing. Humans joke that it sees ghosts, but neuroscience offers another explanation. Cats detect micro-movements invisible to human eyes, dust particles drifting, distant insects, subtle shadow fluctuations. Their visual system prioritizes motion detection over detail resolution. The world they perceive is alive with movement humans cannot register. This heightened awareness explains sudden pouncing at empty spaces. The orange cat is responding to stimuli just beyond human perception thresholds. From its perspective, the reaction is perfectly logical. The mystery exists only for the observer. As night approaches, social behavior becomes more pronounced. The orange cat seeks proximity, not always direct contact, but shared space. Sitting near a human, facing away, is a sign of trust. In feline communication, turning one's back signals confidence that no threat exists nearby. Trust, for a cat, is never casual. Unlike dogs, whose social bonds evolved through pack hierarchy, cats form relationships through mutual tolerance and gradual emotional synchronization. The orange cat learns human routines slowly, aligning its own behavior to coexist rather than obey. When it chooses to curl beside someone, it is not submission. It is partnership. And partnership releases oxytocin in both species. Studies measuring human-cat interaction show synchronized heart rate reductions during calm petting sessions. The rhythmic motion of stroking fur mirrors grooming behaviors shared between bonded animals. For the orange cat, grooming exchanged with a trusted human reinforces social safety. This explains why many orange cats insist on interrupting work, stepping across keyboards, or settling directly onto important documents. Warm surfaces attract them, yes, but more importantly, attention signals connection. The cat is reinforcing the bond in the only language evolution provided. Presence equals security. As darkness deepens, instincts sharpen again. Cats are crepuscular, meaning their peak activity occurs during dawn and dusk. The orange cat becomes alert, pupils widening to capture minimal light. Sounds once ignored become significant. A distant rustle outside the window triggers silent focus. In these moments, domestication fades. The hunter emerges fully formed. Yet inside the home, hunting transforms into play. Toys simulate prey unpredictability. Strings mimic fleeing animals. Even shadows become targets. Play is not entertainment alone, it is neurological maintenance. Without simulated hunting, stress hormones increase and behavioral problems may appear. The orange cat plays because its brain requires completion of ancestral cycles. After exertion comes grooming, the final ritual of the day. Each lick distributes scent markers, restoring identity after interaction with the environment. Grooming reduces stress, regulates temperature, and reinforces bodily awareness. It is meditation expressed through instinct. Eventually, the orange cat settles into sleep again, often choosing locations that balance warmth, visibility, and escape routes. Even in complete safety, evolutionary memory guides positioning. The body rests, but sensory systems remain partially active, ready to awaken instantly. Sleep for a cat is not absence, it is strategic restoration. And so the cycle repeats: curiosity, chaos, affection, observation, rest. To human eyes, the orange cat's behavior seems unpredictable, even absurd. Yet beneath every unexpected action lies a quiet system shaped by millions of years of survival. The orange cat is not random. It is perfectly adapted to a world that no longer exists, living gracefully inside one that does. What we call personality may simply be instinct meeting comfort. What we call chaos may be intelligence expressed without human rules. And what we call affection may be the rare moment when two different species understand each other without language. In the quiet glow of evening light, as the orange cat sleeps beside the rhythms of human life, science becomes something softer. Not equations or theories, but living evidence that behavior carries history within it. Every stretch remembers the wild. Every stare measures the unseen. Every gentle purr rewrites loneliness into companionship. And somewhere between instinct and home, the orange cat continues its silent study of the world, watching, learning, and reminding us that understanding animals often begins by slowing down enough to notice the quiet science already unfolding beside us. Night settles gently over the home, and with it arrives a different version of the orange cat. The energetic explorer of the afternoon becomes quieter now, moving through shadowed spaces with slow confidence. This transition is not simply fatigue. It reflects a shift in emotional state shaped by biology, environment, and trust. Cats experience emotions differently from humans, yet the foundations are remarkably similar. Neurological studies show that cats possess brain structures responsible for fear, pleasure, attachment, and curiosity, the same emotional systems shared across mammals. The difference lies not in feeling less, but in expressing emotion with subtlety. The orange cat communicates emotion through posture long before sound. A relaxed tail loosely wrapped around its body signals comfort. Slow blinking indicates safety and acceptance. Ears angled slightly forward show interest without tension. These signals form a quiet language evolved to avoid unnecessary conflict. In nature, loud emotional displays attract predators. Subtlety preserves survival. Humans often misunderstand this restraint as emotional distance. Yet the orange cat's affection exists in small, repeated choices rather than dramatic gestures. Choosing to sit near someone each evening is an emotional decision. Following a person from room to room reflects attachment behavior similar to social bonding seen in other mammals. Attachment, for cats, grows slowly but deeply. Unlike animals bred for dependence, cats maintain autonomy even while forming bonds. The orange cat does not need constant reassurance. Instead, it builds emotional security through predictable patterns. Feeding routines, familiar voices, and consistent environments create a framework where trust can develop. When routines change abruptly, the orange cat notices immediately. A moved chair, altered schedule, or unfamiliar scent can produce visible hesitation. This sensitivity arises from the feline brain's reliance on environmental stability. Predictability equals safety. Yet orange cats often adapt faster than expected. Their reputation for friendliness may stem from behavioral flexibility. They approach novelty with curiosity rather than avoidance, allowing them to adjust emotionally to new experiences. This adaptability explains why many orange cats integrate easily into households, forming connections not only with one person, but with entire families. Social learning plays a significant role here. Cats observe human reactions constantly. Over time, the orange cat learns which sounds bring attention, which behaviors produce food, and which moments invite affection. What appears as clever manipulation is actually advanced associative learning. The cat is studying human behavior as carefully as humans study the cat. One of the most powerful emotional expressions emerges through purring. While commonly associated with happiness, purring carries multiple meanings. Scientists believe the vibration frequency of a cat's purr may promote healing by stimulating tissue regeneration and reducing stress responses. Cats purr when relaxed, but also when injured or anxious. For the orange cat, purring becomes emotional regulation. When resting beside a trusted human, the steady vibration signals contentment while simultaneously reinforcing calmness within its own nervous system. Humans often feel relaxed during these moments because the rhythmic sound encourages slower breathing and reduced heart rate. Two nervous systems synchronize quietly. As midnight approaches, the orange cat may become unexpectedly affectionate. It steps onto a lap, presses its forehead gently against a hand, or curls tightly against a sleeping figure. These behaviors mirror scent-marking rituals used among bonded cats. The forehead contains scent glands that transfer familiar odors, blending identities into a shared social group. To the orange cat, this is not ownership, it is belonging. Belonging carries evolutionary value. Social familiarity reduces vigilance requirements, allowing deeper rest. When the cat sleeps near a human, it entrusts part of its safety to another being, a significant emotional decision for a species historically solitary. Yet independence never disappears entirely. Even the most affectionate orange cat periodically withdraws to observe from a distance. This balance between closeness and solitude maintains emotional equilibrium. Continuous interaction would create stress. Controlled interaction preserves harmony. Humans sometimes interpret withdrawal as rejection, but for the cat it is restoration. Solitude allows sensory processing to reset. After time alone, the orange cat often returns voluntarily, reinforcing the bond through renewed presence. Choice strengthens attachment more than obligation ever could. During quiet hours, dreams begin. Scientific observations suggest cats experience sleep cycles similar to humans, including rapid eye movement stages associated with dreaming. Subtle paw twitches and whisker movements hint at imagined hunts or remembered explorations. Memory consolidates during these moments. The orange cat's brain organizes experiences, sounds, smells, movements, transforming daily interactions into learned understanding. Emotional memories, especially those linked to safety and affection, become stronger through repetition. This is why rescued or adopted cats can gradually transform from fearful to trusting. Positive experiences reshape emotional expectations over time. The orange cat learns that hands provide comfort rather than danger, that voices signal companionship rather than threat. Trust becomes biology rewritten through experience. As dawn slowly approaches again, the cycle nears completion. The orange cat awakens before the household, sensing subtle environmental changes invisible to human awareness. Light shifts slightly. Morning sounds begin faintly outside. The air carries new scents through unseen openings. The cat watches quietly. This watchfulness reflects more than instinct. It represents responsibility within its perceived territory. Even in domestication, cats retain a sense of guardianship over shared space. The orange cat patrols softly, checking familiar routes before returning to rest. When humans wake, they often find the cat already nearby, waiting calmly as if it has always been there. Perhaps, in its understanding of time, it has. Living alongside an orange cat reveals something unexpected about emotion itself. Affection does not always announce itself loudly. Loyalty does not require obedience. Connection grows through repeated moments of quiet coexistence, shared mornings, silent evenings, gentle routines. The orange cat teaches patience without instruction. It reminds us that emotional presence can exist without words. That companionship can be built from observation rather than demand. Every slow blink becomes reassurance. Every soft purr becomes conversation. Every small act of closeness becomes evidence of trust earned over time. Science explains the mechanisms: neurons firing, hormones balancing, instincts guiding behavior. But explanation alone cannot capture the experience of sharing space with a creature that remains partly wild, partly domestic, and entirely itself. In the stillness before sunrise, the orange cat curls once more into sleep, breathing evenly, secure within a world it has learned to trust. Outside, the planet continues its endless motion. Inside, something quieter unfolds. A relationship shaped not by control, but by understanding. And as another day begins, the orange cat resumes its silent role, not merely as a pet, but as a living bridge between instinct and emotion, reminding us that intelligence can be gentle, curiosity can be warm, and science can sometimes feel like companionship. Morning arrives softly, and with it the orange cat begins another cycle of observation. Unlike humans, who often wake abruptly into thought and intention, the cat transitions gradually between sleep and awareness. Its eyes open halfway first, gathering light without movement. Ears rotate independently, mapping sound before the body fully rises. Long before action, there is understanding. This quiet awareness reveals a form of intelligence that rarely demands attention. For many years, animal intelligence was measured through human standards: problem solving, obedience, or visible learning behaviors. Cats appeared less intelligent simply because they refused to perform tasks without personal motivation. Modern research suggests a different interpretation. Cats are not less capable, they are selectively responsive. The orange cat learns constantly, but only applies knowledge when beneficial. Inside the feline brain exists a powerful capacity for spatial memory. A cat remembers pathways, hiding places, and object locations with remarkable precision. Even after furniture is rearranged, the orange cat navigates confidently, adjusting movements almost immediately. This ability originates from ancestral hunting behavior, where remembering terrain meant the difference between hunger and survival. Every home becomes a mental map, layered with meaning. The window is not merely glass, it is a monitoring station filled with movement and scent. The hallway is a travel corridor. The couch is elevated safety. Each location carries emotional and functional significance stored within memory networks. The orange cat moves through this invisible architecture effortlessly. Problem-solving appears most clearly during play. A toy hidden beneath fabric triggers investigative behavior. The cat experiments, pawing, circling, listening. These actions resemble scientific testing more than random activity. Hypotheses form silently. Where did the movement go? What angle works best? How does pressure change the outcome? Trial and adjustment continue until success. Unlike dogs, which often seek human guidance, cats rely primarily on independent reasoning. The orange cat prefers discovering solutions alone, reinforcing confidence through self-achievement. This independence strengthens neural pathways associated with exploration and adaptability. Curiosity becomes education. One reason orange cats seem particularly expressive may lie in social reinforcement. Humans respond positively to bold, engaging behavior, unintentionally encouraging further interaction. Over time, the cat learns that curiosity produces rewarding outcomes: attention, play, or food. Behavior evolves through feedback loops between species. Communication develops alongside intelligence. Cats recognize human vocal tones more than specific words. The orange cat detects emotional shifts through pitch, rhythm, and volume, responding differently to calm speech versus tension. Studies suggest cats can distinguish their owner's voice among strangers, even when pretending indifference. Selective attention does not mean lack of awareness. In fact, the orange cat may understand far more than it chooses to acknowledge. Ignoring commands can be a strategic decision rather than confusion. Energy conservation remains deeply rooted in feline survival strategies. Actions must justify effort. Efficiency defines feline cognition. Energy saved today increases survival tomorrow, a principle carried from wild ancestors into modern living rooms. The orange cat calculates unconsciously, choosing when to act and when to observe. Stillness, often mistaken for laziness, is actually a highly tuned state of readiness. Within stillness, sensory systems remain active. Whiskers detect air movement. Eyes track subtle motion. Ears capture frequencies beyond human hearing. The brain integrates these signals continuously, constructing a detailed understanding of the environment. Even while appearing asleep, the cat monitors changes around it. This dual state, resting yet aware, represents evolutionary mastery. As afternoon approaches, intelligence expresses itself socially. The orange cat initiates interaction not randomly, but strategically. It approaches when humans appear relaxed, avoiding moments of distraction or stress. Over time, it learns daily emotional rhythms within the household. The cat studies patterns as carefully as scientists study data. If feeding usually occurs after certain sounds or movements, anticipation begins early. The orange cat positions itself nearby, increasing visibility just before expected events. Humans interpret this as impatience, yet it reflects predictive learning, the ability to forecast outcomes based on past experience. Prediction marks advanced cognition. Cats also demonstrate object permanence, understanding that things continue to exist even when unseen. A hidden toy remains mentally present. A closed door conceals, but does not erase, possibility. The orange cat waits patiently, confident that opportunities may return. Memory stretches across time, in ways subtle yet profound. Emotional intelligence emerges through bonding behaviors. Cats adjust interaction styles depending on individual humans. With one person, the orange cat may behave playfully, with another, calmly affectionate. These adaptations suggest recognition of personality differences and flexible social response. The cat is not behaving randomly, it is tailoring connection. Even conflict avoidance demonstrates intelligence. When overwhelmed, the orange cat withdraws before escalation occurs. Avoidance reduces injury risk, preserving long-term stability. Evolution favors those who survive conflicts, not those who win them dramatically. Peace becomes strategy. As evening approaches again, play energy rises briefly. Short bursts of activity stimulate both body and brain, mimicking hunting sequences that maintain neurological health. Afterward, grooming begins, a behavior serving hygiene, temperature regulation, and emotional balance simultaneously. Repetition reinforces mental order. Grooming sequences follow predictable patterns, creating rhythm within the cat's day. Neuroscientists believe repetitive behaviors help regulate stress hormones, restoring calm after stimulation. The orange cat uses instinctive rituals as natural therapy. Night falls once more, and intelligence shifts inward. The cat chooses a resting place carefully, balancing warmth, visibility, and safety. Elevated surfaces allow environmental monitoring. Soft textures conserve heat. Proximity to humans adds emotional security without sacrificing independence. Every choice reflects layered reasoning shaped by millions of years of evolution. Watching an orange cat sleep reveals something extraordinary. Intelligence does not always appear as complexity or noise. Sometimes it appears as perfect adaptation, a being completely aligned with its environment, needs, and limits. The orange cat does not seek mastery over the world. Instead, it achieves harmony with it. And perhaps this quiet harmony explains why humans feel calm in a cat's presence. The animal embodies balance between action and rest, curiosity and patience, independence and connection. Without instruction, it demonstrates a different model of intelligence, one measured not by productivity, but by awareness. As the house grows silent, the orange cat breathes slowly, its mind settling into dreams shaped by memory and instinct. Outside, unseen forces continue shaping the natural world. Inside, a smaller universe exists, guided by quiet understanding. A mind observing without urgency. A creature learning without pressure. A form of intelligence that speaks softly, yet endures endlessly, hidden within the steady gaze of an orange cat watching the night unfold. As the night settles for the final time, the world grows softer. Sounds fade into distance, lights dim behind windows, and movement slows almost everywhere at once. In this calm space between wakefulness and sleep, the orange cat rests nearby, present without asking for attention, aware without demanding notice. Throughout this journey, we have watched the orange cat not as a mystery to solve, but as a life to understand. Its habits, its movements, its silence, and its sudden bursts of energy are not random behaviors. They are the result of millions of years of evolution, carefully shaping a creature perfectly balanced between independence and companionship. Science gives us explanations. It tells us about neurons firing inside a small but powerful brain. It explains instinct, memory, sensory perception, and emotional regulation. It reveals why cats sleep so often, why they chase invisible movements, why they sit beside us at unexpected moments. Each behavior has logic, structure, and biological purpose. But understanding behavior, scientifically, leads to something deeper than facts. It leads to perspective. The orange cat does not measure time the way humans do. It does not worry about tomorrow or revisit yesterday with regret. Its life unfolds entirely in the present moment, guided by sensation, safety, curiosity, and rest. Every stretch, every slow blink, every quiet observation reflects a mind fully engaged with now. Perhaps this is why watching a cat feels calming. In a world filled with urgency, the orange cat moves without hurry. In a culture driven by constant noise, it communicates through silence. Where humans often search for meaning through complexity, the cat finds balance through simplicity. And slowly, without realizing it, humans begin to mirror that calm. Heart rate slow when a cat purrs nearby. Breathing deepens during quiet companionship. Thoughts soften while watching the gentle rhythm of sleep rising and falling in a small orange chest. Science confirms these effects, but the experience itself feels almost timeless. Connection does not always require language. The orange cat never explains its affection, yet it shows it consistently. Sitting beside you during quiet evenings, following you without touching, choosing proximity again and again, not out of dependence but preference. That choice matters. Because trust, for a cat, is never automatic. It is earned through repeated safety, predictable kindness, and patience. When an orange cat closes its eyes near you, it demonstrates something profound. It feels secure enough to surrender awareness, even briefly. In nature, vulnerability is never casual. So when a cat sleeps beside a human, science recognizes attachment, and emotion recognizes something even simpler. Companionship shared between two very different species learning to exist together peacefully. The quiet science of cats ultimately teaches us something about ourselves. We learn that rest is not wasted time. Observation is not inactivity. Silence is not emptiness. The orange cat survives and thrives not by doing more, but by doing what matters at the right moment, resting when tired, exploring when curious, connecting when safe. Balance replaces excess. And maybe that is the hidden lesson carried gently through every purr and every slow movement. The cat does not try to control the world. It adapts to it. It observes before reacting. It trusts gradually. It lets calm return naturally after chaos. These are not just instincts. They are strategies for living. As the final moments of this story come to rest, imagine the orange cat once more curled comfortably somewhere nearby, perhaps on a couch, a windowsill, or at the foot of a bed. Outside, the universe continues its vast and complicated motion. Stars burn, oceans move, cities hum with endless activity. Yet inside this small space, peace exists. A quiet animal breathes steadily, completely at ease within its environment. No performance, no urgency, just existence, simple and complete. Science explains how the orange cat behaves. But understanding why we feel comfort in its presence goes beyond measurement. Somewhere between biology and emotion, between instinct and companionship, lies a shared calm, a reminder that life does not always need to be loud to be meaningful. Sometimes, understanding arrives softly, like a slow blink across the room, like the gentle vibration of a purr in the dark, like the silent company of an orange cat watching the night with you. And as sleep finally begins to take hold, the world grows quieter still. Thoughts slow, muscles relax, awareness fades gently into rest. The orange cat remains nearby, steady and peaceful, a small guardian of calm in an ever-moving world. Thank you for spending this quiet time exploring the science, the behavior, and the hidden emotional world of cats. Rest well. And when morning comes again, the orange cat will already be awake, watching the light return, beginning another calm and curious day, exactly as nature intended.